I checked the line, who's next to go? Yeah, who's next to go? I checked the line, who's next to go?
Fonzie Live, Fonzie on YouTube.
Said no, my heart is burning like the flames on the fire. Young desire in the tree. Carry your whisper, baby, softly through the leaves. Straight to me.
That's amazing. I didn't know that about you.
What do you know?
That you're a musician. But that's why I'm interviewing you today, so I can get to know you.
So I'm a musician. Mm-hmm. What the fuck that mean? Make magic or something? What is musician?
I think you're confusing that.
Yeah, I'm not no musician.
I
I make music. I make music. And that's not all I do. I make music, I act. I'm a TV star too, a young mogul.
Just really quick, I think you're confusing.
I'm not confusing nothing because you don't know. You thought that all I was a magician or whatever the fuck you said.
See, that's what I think you think I said.
No,
I said musician, not magician.
I don't think, baby. I don't think. What is that? That's ghetto. I don't think. I know.
So you
Think.
I didn't say magician, Suki. I said musician. And I think you are a musician.
No, baby. I do music.
So you just really quick, for the record, could you say you don't think you're a musician?
I'm not none of that.
But then after that, you just said I do music.
Yeah, I do music.
So in other words, you're a musician.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm confused. I think just like the rest of you. I don't know. She's either a musician or she's not. She's a singer and she makes music and she performs music on stage. But she's not a musician, according to her. Can't make this shit up, yo. How the hell are you? It's Bonzi Live, a trip with Bonzi. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Episode 309. Holy mackerel. Happy American Thanksgiving Eve to all my American friends down there to the South. I hope you have a wonderful, bestest Thanksgiving ever. And yeah, just enjoy it. Some great football games on tomorrow. Can't wait to watch my Packers tomorrow night. Go Packers, go. All right, you can subscribe to this absolutely crazy show on all the social medias. There it is right there. Yeah, just go do it. If you haven't already, that'd be great. We got a great show lined up for you tonight. I'm really excited for this one. I've seen him a long time ago. I've been friends with this guy. He's a wicked dude, and I have had the pleasure of knowing him for quite a while. And he's the lead singer of an amazing Tragically Hip cover band. His name's Dan Hilt, and he's the lead singer of Little Bones. And boy, oh boy, I can't wait for him to join us tonight. He's going to play us some tunes. I also have an amazing guy. John is going to join us from the Traveling Millberries. It's an amazing cover band that goes around. Wait till you get a load of this cover band. These guys are like magical. Such great musicians. We're going to get into it all tonight. If you love music, this is the place to be. Pharaoh Makes off the top. Love those guys. They're playing Thursday and Friday in Kitchener. First at Maxwell's for a charity event, Christmas thing. Wear your ugly sweater. Go support it. It's all for charity. And then they're opening for I Mother Earth Friday night at Elements in Kitchener. I'll be there. You should too. Right on. Okay. What else we got? Oh, I'm going to lose my mind on those yammering yantas from The View. I don't watch that show. I never have, but you know, sadly, I have to see clips on social media. But those ladies are maddening. They're liars. They don't know what they're talking about. And I'm pretty sure none of them are going to have a job coming up pretty soon. But so we'll get into that a little later in the show after my interviews. Plus, my ass out of here Monday morning. We'll get into that a little bit too. Heading to Nicaragua. Goodbye, winter. And hello, paradise for old Bonzarelli. Dummies of the week and whatever else we get into. Oh, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant too about my gym Crunch, which I think should be embarrassed about themselves and the way they operate their business. We'll get into that as well. It's a good one. it really is. So stick around for that as well. Coming up in the future, we got In These Walls lead singer Bridget is going to join me. Wonderful person, wonderful singer. She got a voice of an angel. Can't wait to talk to her coming up soon. The band Kojak out of the Kingston Belleville region will be joining me as well. Love that band. We'll also talk to some guys, hopefully in the Finger Loving camp, and maybe somebody out of Bush too. Love those guys. Huge band. You might have heard of them. And it won't be Gavin Rossdale. I can promise you that. But we'll see who we can rope in. Somebody else for the band. All right. While we're here, the sponsors are awesome. Love these guys to death. Folks, if you haven't been here, you got to go. Each and every week, I pump these guys' tires, and I do it for good reason. I'm super proud to know these people. I'm super proud to go there and eat the most amazing food in the world. It's called Shakespeare's Fine Dining, and it's fine dining at its best. The service is the best you'll ever get. The wine selection is amazing. The food to die for, and so are the desserts. It's the full package when you go there. But if you just think you're going to waltz on in there, no rezo, you're going to be sadly mistaken, because it's that good and they are booked all the time. So please make a rezo, 905-528-0689, or go to www.shakespeares.ca. Boom, make a rezo online, buy some gift certificates, and then you're off to the races. Take your lady, take your guy, take whoever you're with, and go have yourself a wonderful meal. Okay, boom. What else? Rib story. I forgot to tell you about my crack ribs. It's been like 3 or 4 weeks now. And I was literally almost out of the woods until last night. I had a major setback, and boy, oh boy, I'm almost like back to the end of week 1, if you will, on the pain scale. So here's what happened to start. I was at a Gloria Sons concert. I was JD Fortune's guest. I had to go sit up in the seats, and some friends were up there, so I went to sit with them. And you know how you go, like you're in one, you got to get down one section or one, like one row. So I did that. I went to go do that. I had a bottle of water in one hand, and I had one foot on my seat ahead of me. And when I went to step down with the other foot, it got caught. Well, my top half of my body went forward extremely hard. I couldn't get my arm up in time or my hand to stop my fall, and my ribs cracked right off of the metal rail. Stopped me from going ass over tea kettle, which is great, but the rest of my evening absolutely sucked. I could not move. Cracked the ribs. That's how it happened. Can't even blame it on booze anymore. Over 10 months with alcohol, no alcohol. But so yeah, it was just one of those stupid fluke things, and it really sucked. And it's really been sucking. Like sleep sucks. Doing anything sucks. Working out sucks with cracked ribs. And yeah, and it was getting so much better until last night. You sort of forget about it. You're feeling better. You got a lot more movement. You can take deeper breaths. So everything was great. And then I did this huge sneeze. And for those that know me pretty well, I'm a pretty aggressive sneezer. And holy shit, it literally felt like it happened right again. And it was awful. And I hardly slept again last night. And we're sort of. Sorry, my mic is muted. If you've never had cracked ribs or broken ribs or even bruised ribs, I highly suggest you don't go play that game. Because listen, fuck. Why can't you know what? I'm really looking forward to going away. And you know what? I was gonna do a show next week. I was gonna keep this train rolling, but you know what? I'm not. I'm going to actually go away and take some time off. So yeah, I don't know when we're gonna come back and do the stupid show, but not next week. I can tell you that, okay? So I'm announcing it right now because I've had it. I just need a break, okay? Good. Got that out of the way. Rib stories out of the way. Real quick, I went on my big rant and rave last week. Let's use tuning in here. I see you guys are guys. Mike Rickers. That's why they have aisles between rows. Yeah, I know, Buster, but sometimes when you're just in the situation and it'd be a pain in the ass to go down around, and usually I'm pretty good at that stuff. And it was just that time, the worst timing. Well, there's never any good time to smash said ribs off a metal bar. There just isn't. So anyways, thanks for tuning in, bro. Really appreciate it. Wade down in Mexico. He says, I gave you an early like. It's a good feeling. This is going to be a great show. Either that or it's gas. Listen, either way, we're going to have some laughs. We might have something else along the way. I don't even know. Just stick around. We're going to have some great interviews. I know that from some talented musicians. All right. So if nothing else, you're going to get that. So listen, Wade, just enjoy it. You're retired, so what do you care anyway? But thanks for tuning in, bro. And I hope everything's going amazing for you in Mexico, because you deserve it. All jokes aside. Thanks for tuning in week after week. Melissa says, cracked 3 ribs and fractured my breastbone. So Jesus Christ, I haven't gone to the breastbone level. I can only imagine. And that's all I want to do, because that just does not sound good. Anyways, moving on, forging ahead. Yeah, so I said I went through my year anniversary of the transformation of getting healthy and losing weight for a movie role that still has not happened. But on the good news side of things, that movie has now turned into, from a short film, into the writer director has turned into a feature length with me still as the lead role. So I'm super excited, because now I got a brand new physique, because we went from like super tubby and gross, and I didn't really realize how tubby and gross I was until, well, a year later I wasn't. You know what I mean? And like I still can't believe it. I still have a hard time looking at those pictures of the after and looking in a mirror and going, holy shit, that's me. I've never looked like this. I've never looked like this in my entire life. I've been skinny before when I was a half marathon runner and stuff, but Bonzi's never looked like that. Bonzi's never had those things down there, abs, joked about it my whole life. And now, by golly gee, I got him, and I'm fucking proud. So pats on the back, clicks for Bonzi. But that's it. That's all I'm giving myself. We did a whole thing last week, and I just wanted to show the before and after. And listen, if you want a board, I just had a friend message me yesterday, and he is down like 31 pounds, I think. He's been on it about 3.5 months on the carnivore lifestyle, and exercising and eating clean and no booze. He chose to do all that. You don't have to choose no booze, but he did. And listen, the benefits are amazing. So if you want a board, just let me know. Happy to help for free. Oops, I didn't mean to click that button. Yeah, that's about it on that level, I think. Thank you, Melissa. She says you look great. Will there be snacks? Wade, if there will be snacks if you have snacks at your new place of dwelling in Mexico. There. Okay. I think that's all I got to get to before. I'll get to the rants later. Let's get to my next guest, John Cassano. He's been waiting patiently. I'm really looking forward to chatting with this guy because super talented. He's in a legendary cover band that they go around North America blowing people's minds. And I'm not even blowing smoke. I went to watch their promo video today, and that on YouTube, and that sent me down a rabbit hole because these guys are that good. And well, you'll get to see for yourself. Without further ado, John Cassano. John, welcome to Tripping with Bonzi. It's your first time, and yeah, thanks for taking the time to do this.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be on with Bonzi. And by the way, I'm not a musician. I'm a magician, okay?
Oh, yeah. Listen,
so
sorry,
you know.
my bad. I know I'm not sure what you heard, but I did say magician or musician. I'm not sure, you know. And listen, I watched the videos. You had an instrument in your hand, and words came out of your mouth, sounds. And so, you know, magician, musician, you call it what you will, my friend. Thanks for hanging in the green room, and that was pretty funny. Nice entrance. Oh, shit. So you go around and you do this incredible thing with this incredible band called the Traveling Millberries. Walk me through this, and how did it start, and how did you get into something so cool like this?
Wow. Well, it really goes back to 2017, 2018. Tom Petty had just passed away. I've been in music all my life, mostly as a drummer, but I decided to hang up my drumsticks and pick up the guitar. And really, the time had come, I thought, to put a band together that paid tribute to the Traveling Wilburys, which, by the way, we're not a cover band, we're a tribute band.
My bad.
All right,
Yeah,
there's a difference. There's a difference. We
Okay.
actually have original instruments. We have full costumes. We've got a huge show that's multimedia. It's not just, hey, and our next song is this, and our next. We don't do that.
Right.
So the band came together. I looked for the best tribute artists who did each individual Wilburys. So we've got Tom Petty, who's from a band called Practically Petty, Canada's best Tom Petty tribute band. We've got George Harrison, who's from the Liverpool Four, which is Canada's tribute to the Beatles. We've got Virgil Kingsley, who's pretty much a Bob Dylan encyclopedia. And we've got, I just call him Gavin because Gavin is the voice of the voice. He does. If you have no other reason than to come see the Traveling Milburys for any particular reason, come to see Gavin. You will be astounded by how he sounds like Roy Orbison. So that's how it started, anyhow.
Okay, cool. And here we are all these years later going around. I mean, you do it as well. You play the Otis Milbury and as Jeff Flynn. You go around and it must be just fun times going around and playing these amazing musicians who were legendary back in their heyday.
Were. So 3 of them are gone, unfortunately, but 2 of them are still around. Actually, I just flew down to Palm Springs in August to catch Jeff Lynne's final concert tour, which was amazing from Jeff Lynne from ELO. I grew up with all of them in their individual solo careers, and when they were in ELO and the Beatles and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. So I grew up with them all, and I watched one by one them passing away, and then I see the state, excuse me, the state of music, what it's in today, and I said, people need to connect with their roots and need to go back to the soundtrack that they grew up with, and that's not available now. So we pay tribute to that, and I'm proud to do it.
That's awesome. Where'd your music skills come from, John? Did you start as a very young child playing the piano, the guitar? What was it?
Drums, man. I was a huge Beatles fan, and picked up the sticks because of Ringo Starr. But then in my first pro band called the Grady Beats way back when in the 80s, I graduated. I kind of went to the Keith Moon era and did that thing for a bit. So always the drums, but again, I hung up the sticks when I started this band, the Traveling Milburys, and picked up the Black Les Paul, which is what Jeff Lynne plays.
Right, that's amazing. Well, hard for you to learn the guitar after the drums, or something you just are gifted learning or knowing all these instruments, or what?
Oh yeah, a lot of people tell you that I'm gifted, Bonzi. I'm very gifted. Yeah, no, it was I played basic open chords for my life throughout my life, but then I picked up the Les Paul and started to learn these songs earnestly, and really with the amount of material open to us now on YouTube and what have instant lessons. We didn't have that in the 80s.
Yeah.
In the 70s, and you had to friggin' go to some book or write down lyrics on a sheet, and I remember I used to stick them on my drums so that I'd remember what the heck I'm singing, because I'm terrible with lyrics. But we don't have that now, and I just went on YouTube, learned the chords that I needed to learn, and away we go.
Was there a special music teacher back in the day that helped you get started on the drums, or were you all basically self-taught?
Self-taught. I tried lessons, I'm going to guess 6 or 7 years old, but I just got bored of them, so I just did it myself, and bought my first set of drums with my first communion money, which my parents will never forgive me for. But just all self-taught. It just comes out of a love for playing drums and a love for music, basically.
Right. And a loss of love from your parents for causing a ruckus and a disturbance in the house all of a sudden at that age. But hey, you turned it into a money-making career, so that's not too bad in the end of the day, right?
Oh, it really has gotten me through a lot of. Back in the day when in my first professional band, decided to hang it up after the Grady Beats stopped, which the Grady Beats were pretty huge in the Canadian music scene back in the early 80s. But I went into the ad biz, became a writer, and then after that, a creative director in all the big agencies. But the thing that got me through all of that, and saved me from a lot of gray hair was music and falling back to my love and my passion. So I've always been in some sort of band ever since.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, let's have a look at what you guys do up on stage here, because this is pretty cool, and let's have a look at it right now. Bring it up here. Oh, good. Wow. It must be pretty neat to go around and do all these shows and see all the people just sort of going back in time. I know you've got a big screen in the back. That's a whole part of the show, and just sort of takes you back in time with along with the music. It must be pretty cool to see everybody sort of into it and just grooving along and singing along. Eh, John?
Yeah, it's kind of a cool feeling. I mean, you look out into the audience, half of them are glued on you or one of the musicians playing something, and half of them are glued onto the screen with one of our videos happening, because we always have something different for every song. It is gratifying, because when we started the band, I didn't want to do another, as you say, cover band where, oh, and our next song is this, and our next song. It's all about audience participation. There's a little trivia happening. We stick really true to the actual songs, and that's why we have all the original instruments. So we got lots of Rickenbackers and Gibsons and Gretches and on and on. It all comes together where the audience leaves, and when we have meet and greets at the end of the night, really to see the smiles on their faces and to know that they've been singing all night is really gratifying.
Yeah, I bet it is. You got some tour dates coming up. I know you guys have been out there killing it. Friday, December 6th, you're in Sarnia. Saturday, December 7th, you're in Gravenhurst at the Opera House. Lovely spot. Saturday, December 14th, my hometown. You're here in Hamilton for a special Christmas presentation. And then you're taking off to Florida, March 13th and 14th, Sarasota and Lakeland, respectively. Florida's going to be great, but all the shows sound like a lot of fun, and it's always fun getting out there and gearing up for Christmas too. People are always in a jolly old mood, right?
Absolutely. Well, and plus, I mentioned audience participation, so everyone coming out to our Christmas shows in Sarnia and Gravenhurst and Hamilton are going to be treated to. They're all going to get Christmas bells. We're going to get sing-alongs happening. We're going to do Tom Petty songs and Beatles and a lot of them who actually had the gumption to create Christmas songs. So we're going to be doing them as well. We love the holidays, and we love meeting our fans, and it's just a lot of fun. It's kind of like a mutual love-a-thon.
Yeah, that's amazing. Sarnia, December 6th, Gravenhurst, December 7th, and Saturday, December 14th, the Westdale Theater, which is a really, really cool spot. If you haven't been, folks, make the drive out and go check out that show. It's pretty cool. And then, of course, in the new year, March 13th and 14th in Florida. John Casino, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show, and I wish you nothing but great success with this. And folks, go out and see this great show. And people can also find out more information, for next year, 2025, at www.travelingmilburys.com, right?
Correct. Traveling Milburys, MILBURYS.com, and we always try to update the site as best we can. Bonzi, I got to tell you, it's been a pleasure chatting with you, and listening to your semi rant there. I might just stick around and listen to the other rants. This is cool.
You haven't heard nothing yet. But listen, it's a real pleasure. People can also follow you guys along on Facebook and YouTube as well. And I highly recommend they go check out all the full videos on YouTube because you guys are extremely, extremely talented at what you do. And well done. Clicks to you guys and the boys. To you and the boys.
Thank you, my man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, John. Take care and best of luck with the rest of the shows. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year as well. Take care. John Casino, Traveling Millberries. Go check them out. They are not a fucking cover band. So there, all right? You said it, not me. Well, I sort of said it, but you made me say it. So I got in trouble because of you. All right? So anyways, go check them out, please. Awesome. Let's keep this train rolling. My next guest, another amazing musician. It's a pleasure to have him on the show. It's his first time. His name's Dan Hiltz, and he's from are we allowed to say cover band? Because I just got in trouble for my last guest.
Oh, we're actually a tribute band. Yes.
Tragically Hip tribute band. Let's go with that. Little Bones, it's Dan Hiltz, everybody from Ottawa. Thanks for joining me, Dan.
Glad to be here, Bonzi.
Yeah, how the hell are you? How's life up in Ottawa, the capital of our lovely country?
Couldn't be better.
Right
Couldn't
on.
be better. It's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah,
well, we were gonna have you on, and then I think I had to cancel, and then you went hunting. How was hunting? Successful?
Yeah, it was good. Still not done. You can hunt all the way till New Year's Eve. So
okay.
It's it was successful, and it's not about what you bag. It's getting out in the woods and enjoying nature, and I just love it being with family.
Good for you. That's amazing. Listen, I had the pleasure of seeing you. Gosh, it feels like forever ago now, and it quite frankly, it was forever ago. But you blew my mind, and I'm a huge Tragically Hip connoisseur. I'd like to think after seeing them 49 times live, and just they were a massive part of my life as they were with so many Canadians. And I got to see you do your craft, and I was blown away by your talent, Dan. And I'm thrilled. I'm glad that we have stayed in touch all these years, and I'm glad that you took the time to join me on the show tonight.
Thank you.
So let's talk about the Tragically Hip and being in a cover band. I mean, you're not just one of those guys that started this a little while ago and like after Gord died or the band split up. You've been at this a long time, my friend. 1994, to be quite frank.
94, late 94. We actually started playing together as a group of guys in 91, and we started playing 3 or 4 of the Hips tunes, and we just got progressively more hip as the albums came out. And then in February of 95, we got our first gig under the name Little Bones, but we've been around for over 30 years.
That's amazing.
And all the 4 out of the 5 guys are all the same.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. That's pretty special in itself. I mean, I got to ask, what happened to the other guy who?
He just decided to retire, and he's doing his own thing.
Okay.
He wanted to be a front man and get I think, and get into singing and just doing a bunch of the old classic rock stuff.
Yeah.
So he just wanted to split off and do that.
You're born and raised up in the Belleville area, Kingston area. Was that area something like even Kingston and that? You must have had a love for it being so close to it and having the hip from there and stuff. You played hockey there too, I believe. You were a goalie, just like Gordy.
Yeah, I played in Belleville and Sterling area.
Okay.
I was born in Belleville, and we would often go and visit Kingston, of course, and go to Lakeside Manor, things like that. Just a lot of good history there. I had family there as well, but it's such a mecca for music, really.
What made you be a goalie? Because there's something, as you know, goalies are weird. I had 2 boys who were goalies for quite some time. One of them stuck with it for the whole time, and the other one not so much. But he was still a goalie at one point. And you guys are definitely a different breed. I played my whole life and played with some weirdos. Were you a weirdo goalie, or were you just sort of more a normal goalie?
I was enjoyed the lonely end of the rink goalie. No, wasn't weird, but I think I started because my dad was coaching, and nobody else wanted to play net, so I started.
That happens a lot, eh?
For a straw.
Yeah. So played hockey, all this, your love of music and stuff. You pick up a guitar at what point of your life, Dan? Pretty young or later?
Well, when I was a teenager, my parents, like to sing around the campfire, and a lot of my siblings can play guitar and sing. So literally grew up on it, and then finally decided I'm gonna, hey mom, show me some chords when I was a teenager. I started with bass because I figured it's got to be easier. It's only got 4 strings, right?
Yeah.
I was wrong, but it's much easier to strum and sing than it is. I mean, Geddes, forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all. And then I just decided, I didn't want to be 60 someday and not having tried music. So then I just, I answered an ad in the paper and started and just got to know people and just kept doing it.
And you're still doing it 30 plus years later. And you're also you started another band, which we'll sort of dabble into later. But man, it's been so awesome to watch you, follow you on Facebook and do this Tragically Hip tribute thing. Were you always excited? Like, we were always excited for new hip music, but you as a band and doing their songs, it must have been so exciting when the new stuff came out for you to learn and add that to the repertoire as the new albums came out, eh?
It sure was. And it got harder, in the later years, their stuff wasn't quite as popular. So we like to play stuff that people are really into. And I have a lot of respect for the tribute bands that can, don't do the deep cuts, because I love that music. But we kind of just stay, lately, now we just kind of stay with the more popular ones. But yeah, I remember learning Ahead by a Century before it came out, off the radio, putting on cassette, learning it, and literally playing it live in a bar downtown Ottawa, just when people were lined up outside the window to get to HMV at midnight to get the release.
Yeah.
Of Trouble with the Henhouse. And, that's my best example of that, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah.
Dan, why don't you play us a song? I think we'd all love to hear a Tragically Hip song and show off your craft, because you're really good at it.
Sure will. I've been picking up the guitar more of lately. I was really more into vocals for the most part, but
right on.
I think it's pretty hard to be at a campfire or something without having a guitar, at least.
For sure. Dan Ilks, everybody, from Little Bones. He's going to play a song for us. Here we go.
September 17, for a girl I know it's Mother's Day. Her son has gone to leave, and that's where he will stay. Wind on a weather vane, cheering blue-eyed sailor men, as Falstaff sings a sorrowful refrain for a boy in Fiddler's Green. His tiny knotted heart, well, I guess it never worked too good. The timber tore apart, and the water guards the wood. You can hear her whisper a prayer, a man at mass that always lived. The same when the moves ahead, moves the boy through Fiddler's Green. Oh, nothing's changed in a way. Oh, nothing's changed in a way. Oh, in a time
today. He doesn't know a soul. There's nowhere that he's really been. But he won't travel long, no, no, not in Fiddler's Green. Balloons are filled with rain as children's eyes turn sleepy mean. As Falstaff sings a sorrowful refrain for a boy in Fiddler's Green.
My guy. Holy, that was unreal. Thank you. Wow, we love that song. And boy, it sure hits hard. And it's a pretty special song. And I know it meant a lot to Gordon. It means a lot to so many people. And they were a pretty special band, eh, Dan?
They totally still are. And
still are, of course.
And still a lot of people listen to the music as it should be. And, you know, we're trying to do our best to keep it alive. But to be honest with you, we just love the music so much. We're keeping it alive for ourselves. You know?
Yeah. And that's pretty special, man. This has afforded you and your good pals a pretty decent life of traveling around and getting to play one of Canada's greatest bands of all times, music, and keep that flame alive and keep it going. And you do it really bloody well, mate. So good on you.
Yeah, there's a lot of tribute band. Like I've been keeping track over the years, and I think it's 65 is my count.
Wow.
You know,
and I'll say it because you won't, because you're too humble, but there's a lot of shitty ones out there, Dan. There is, and let's just be honest, but there's a lot of really good ones out there too. And I've seen both. And you're right up there with the good ones, the best. And so good for you guys. Was there ever talk, Dan, of maybe quitting when the band sort of broke up and was done because of Gordy, or was it more so the complete opposite?
No, I think, I guess COVID came at a good time because it gave us the opportunity to catch our breath and almost mourn. But no, I think we still love what we do. We were saddened, as the whole country was.
Yeah.
But no, I think we've been hopefully true to the music. We do try to do it note for note. And back in 2007, they did like a little rockumentary. You can find it up on our website there. There's a link, but they actually made the point of that I'm kind of anal, retentive, has to be like the record.
Yeah.
It's an interesting watch.
I bet.
So
yeah.
Inclined, but no, we love it. We loved it then. We loved it after Gord passed. We still love it. Yeah.
What was your first experience getting to meet the band or Gord, or was it everybody together?
Yeah, I met them first in 2007 at the Vancouver airport in the lounge, and just happenstance I was there for work. I worked 42 years at Bell Canada in IT as a director in IT, and I retired a couple of years ago from that. But I was working. I was in Microsoft in Seattle and stopped at the lounge, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, shit. The guys come and sit like right down beside me. My coworker, I was like, fuck, and they're like, what? What? I said, what do you mean what? He had no clue. I said, there's a hip right there. So so I didn't want to. I was like, I didn't want to bug them. I did not, invade their space because this is their downtime. But you know what? Same thing. I'm not going to be 60 looking back saying, well. Yeah. So I looked for the guy that was not into his, Palm Pilot, Blackberries, or whatever they had at the time, or newspapers, and it was Gord Sinclair. He was, fairly open. So I just went and sat, kind of crouched down, and it's kind of like, hey, I'm Dan. One of those bands that play your stuff on weekends. Little Bones from Ottawa. He went, oh yeah. I said, well, I always wondered what you thought of that. Like, you pissed off because we were playing your music. He goes, no, thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
So then they signed for me, and it's still my screensaver.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I met him again over FaceTime with Gord.
Right. You got a pretty special story about that because of somebody in your family, right?
Yeah, my nephew was down in Kensington Market when we were doing Now for Plan A, and they took over a bar, and he got a wristband for it. And I was at work, I couldn't make it, but they had just turned on, Bell had just turned on the ability to FaceTime over your phone. So anyway, he got a CD signed for me, and he held the FaceTime up, so I was kind of watching everybody as they signed it. So it's pretty cool.
Right on.
Yeah.
It's amazing how, don't you find that everybody that you talk to has a pretty special story about meeting the band or meeting Gord or one of them individually? And
yeah, I do. They're so, they are still like just so personable. Like they're people. They're down to earth. Yeah, I've seen Sinclair a couple times after it is on his own shows there, and yeah, I said thanks for keeping it alive, and he said Gord wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, for sure. I've had the pleasure of having Paul on. I'm not sure. I mean, it was a wonderful interview and a great chat, and he was very open and honest, and it's something I'll cherish forever. And I'll continue to cherish their music forever. They were a really special band. You and I also share a love, same love for another band that not everybody loves, but I think an incredible Canadian band, and they really were. Rush. You love Rush, and I actually just watched you do a song of Rush, and I was blown away. It was really good, dude. What made you get into that and start? You started a new cover band called Ragged Rust. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so that's a tribute to Neil Young.
Neil Young, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. I had Rush and I know that was Neil. Yeah, sorry. Go
I
ahead.
thought it's because you saw my Farewell to Kings drum head over there, maybe.
Yes.
I grew up in Belleville, like I said, and I learned my first songs that were Neil's, like Needle and Damage Done, I think, and I just grew up on his music, and I always thought that I had like his range sort of thing, and people have told me that. So I always wanted to do a Neil Young tribute thing, but just, again, there's so many, and so Dave, Dave from the Little Bones, a bass player, and he's got his doctorate in bass, jazz performance bass. But anyway, he's talented multi-instrumentalist. So him and I do a duo thing right now, but we're making a full band out of it, Ragged Rust. And I've always wanted to do it. So I said, what the fuck? I'm not getting any younger. So why not do it?
Pretty cool. Is it kind of find it super different, or is it just the same but different band, different songs?
It's different in the fact that I have to play guitar, and I'm trying to learn piano a little bit, but it's never too late,
Yeah.
But I find that because I'm working my way into confidence of playing guitar. So that's probably the biggest thing, is it puts me out there, like I've been singing for a long time and hip stuff, and I can go out on that ledge and without feeling much.
Right.
The Neil stuff, playing guitar and singing and harp and everything, it's a little bit more challenging for me, and so that keeps it fresh.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. How do you find you playing a lot? Like, do you have to practice that guitar every day now to feel comfortable at it to be where you're at on stage?
Well, not every day anymore, but I went through a bit of a process after, when I retired. Like you, I dropped 30 pounds, get away from the desk job and be more active and concentrate on exercise. I close your rings, and I dropped 30 pounds. I put 5 more back on during hunt season, but
sure.
And that's not. And I'm going to Mexico next week, so it's not going to help. But,
no, it's not for sure. Well,
anyway,
let's go running on the beach. Pull off your best Hasselhoff impression.
That's it.
Oh man, what's the plans for 2025 with both bands, Little Bones and Ragged Rust?
Just keep having fun. We don't. Bones doesn't play a lot, just because everybody else has other other musical endeavors at the same time.
Okay.
So, we'll just do more of the same. We used to travel, to Toronto and Northern Ontario quite a bit. And, especially in 2017 and 18. But
yeah,
there's been other tribute bands that have popped in since. And they take that market now. So we don't travel as much.
Sure. You stay.
We don't. And we just, we've been doing it for so long, Greg. We're not going to do any gig. So we're real selective in our gigs, and, we can afford to do that. And the hardest part about that is, you don't practice, because we haven't practiced in years. And if you don't actually play it, you start to get a little bit like, shit, I got to practice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're always listening to their music at some point or another, and listen, you've been at it for so long, and you're really, really good at it. Let's have a quick look here. I think I can fire this up pretty quick. Let's hit play.
I left your house this morning, about 1:15. Could have been the Willie Nelson, could have been the Wire.
Sounds so good. So good, Dan.
It's a lot of fun.
It must be such a rush to get up there, play with your pals, and play the Tragically Hip at the end of the night. You must just go home feeling like $1 million, eh, bud?
Honestly, I close my eyes and just turn around. I get in the song because the guys do such a good job of playing it like the record. I'm in my happy place, just, playing to one person or playing to 1,000, but it's lately, there's, like in a lot of the tributes, they're being sellout. So I guess people are the right demographic now, that they've had their kids, they're having grandkids now, and now they're able to kind of come out and see the bands again in theaters and in pubs.
Yeah.
Because there's no feeling like it, Bonzi. Like, it's when you're in the groove, man. Like, you get why it's addictive.
For sure.
You can get why the Hip did it for so long too, and we are very much like the Hip in the sense that it's friends first.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have four guys staying the same for that many years if we were assholes.
Yeah, for sure. Commendable that you guys are still doing it. 4 out of the 5 of the original dudes, and you're out there having fun and playing music that people love and you love and love doing it, and you're really good at doing it. Dan Hiltz, pleasure having you on finally after all these years, and I'm really glad you did it and playing us a Hip song. You're gonna play us out. I'll leave it as a surprise, because we'll see what you got.
All right.
Thanks for doing this, Dan.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me. I will tell you that it's not a Hip song. You just cut me off whenever you need to.
Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Oh man, look at my life. 24 and there's so much more. Live alone in a paradise that makes me think of two. Love lost such a cost. You give me things that don't get lost, like a coin that won't get tossed, rolling home to you. Oh man, take a look at my life, I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. Oh, one look in my eyes, you can tell that's true. Lullabies look in your eyes, run around the same old town. Doesn't mean that much to me, to mean that much to you. I've been first and last, look at how the time goes past. But I'm all alone at last, rolling home to you. Oh man, take a look at my life, I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. Oh, one look in my eyes, you can tell that's true. Old man, look at my life, I'm a lot like you were. Old man, look at my life, I'm a lot like you were. I caught you knocking at my cellar door. I love you, baby, can I have some more? Oh, the damage done. I hit the city and I lost my band. I watched the needle take another man. Gone, gone, the damage done. I sing the song because I love the man. I know that some of you don't understand. I melt blood to keep from running out. I seen the needle and the damage done. A little part of it in everyone. But every junkie's like a setting sun. I've seen the needle and the damage done. A little part of it in everyone. But every junkie's like a setting sun.
Wow, dude, just wow. Thanks so much, Dan. Neil Young, we absolutely love him. Another treasure. And boy, that you sounded so great there. So thanks for playing those songs for us. Thanks for joining me and chatting music and just everything. I really appreciate it. And that was pretty special. So thanks a lot for doing that.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Have a wonderful Christmas, Dan. And people can follow you along on Facebook, the social media, at both your bands, right? Little Bones and Ragged Rust.
Yep. Websites, .ca for both of them. Yeah.
Awesome. Somebody wanted to know, actually, Wade wanted to know if, do you go off on random mid-song Gord lyrical rants like Gordy did, or do you sort of just keep it, like you said, I think pretty much to the record, right?
Pretty much. Like in the early days, we did Killer World Take a couple of times, but no, I think, that's a Gord thing. And it's kind of the same reason that I don't, wear a hat like that.
Yeah.
I just, I love the music, love the band, love them all. And I just, they are them, I am me.
Yeah.
And so, no, I don't, sometimes, we'll do something sometimes, but if I do, it's the music that takes me there, not that I'm trying to be Gord.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a difference. Like,
oh, absolutely. And I think that's what makes you guys, to me anyway, in my personal opinion, such a great band, is because you don't try to be exactly that Tragically Hip. We already have that.
Well, there is one thing I like on our website, you can find it there, but the guys in the band think I'm crazy, but back in 2000, we played Barrymore's in Ottawa, and in the middle of New Orleans, we would just fuck around. We do the rodeo song. That's one of our trademarks. We do the rodeo song in that, and you would have heard that probably at Mike Graham's. But 2000, we did something in it. We just winged it, and I kind of started going, give me some. Let's go to the rodeo, right? And I don't know. I think New Orleans World in the Depression Suite is about. Lyrically, it's about it's inspired or thought of by that song, and what if this song does nothing? And like there are a lot of songs were born inside the jams of New Orleans, right? And there's a couple of commonalities, and I don't doubt that Gord was, because I think he went into that recording session down a couple of songs he had to finish, and I could just see him being in the they have rooms basically for their albums at the bathhouse.
Right.
I can just see him being in that room and surfing the internet and stumbling on, like, looking for New Orleans, the sinking jams, and he stumbled on ours. And when I went, gimme, because it's just too coincidental.
Yeah.
That he says, gimme. You have to listen to it. I put a little clip on our website, the hip stories there, that you have to be your own judge, I guess, but.
For sure. Folks,
I'll
go
go
check
to
it
my
out.
booth.
Be your own judge. Dan Hilt, it was a real pleasure. Little Bones, you kill it. And yeah, this was I look forward to having you back on in the new year if you'd if you'd love to come back.
Sure. Sounds good.
Open invitation. Dan Hilt, everybody.
Right.
Thank you so much, Dan. Take care.
Good night.
All right, you too. Wow, we're pretty lucky there. Two amazing musicians. And we really covered a lot of ground there and learned a lot. And I'm super grateful for those two coming on the show and chatting music. It was really cool. Listen, before I get out of here, I know we're going a little long here, but that's okay, because listen, when you got somebody playing Neil Young and Tragically Hip, it's okay. We'll go a little longer, because I'm not getting out of here with letting these yammering, lying yentas off the hook. All right. Here we go. Whew. All right. I'm like, listen, I'm all for people having a platform. They've had a platform for a long time. They entertained a lot of housewives, people. I'm not just going to narrow it down to housewives or anything. They entertained people for a long time. And well, I'm not going to say they were good at it, because it was never my cup of tea and I never really watched it. So who am I to judge? But from the shit that I have seen over the past little while, and then clips from what I've seen back in the past, it's not very good. These people are not very nice. They're liars. They will say anything because they are Muppets and a puppet to the machine. And it never used to really be like that, I don't think, for them. But it sure is these days. And it sure blew up in their face, and they got caught lying numerous times. And the thing is, I don't even know how mad I can be at these ladies, because I really don't think they're that smart to begin with, and they really didn't do their research, because if they did, they wouldn't be in the position that they were in or have been in for, I think it's not once, not twice, but like 3 times, having to go live on their stupid show. Listen, if you could call my show stupid, I can call anybody's show stupid. And I call my show stupid, so their show's stupid. And it is, let's be honest. And nobody's watching anymore. But they had to go on there and say sorry, and that they lied, and had to admit that they lied. And boy, there's nothing better than watching those clips. Because they did. They outright lied. And what's so funny is, they're not a political show. Never have, never should be. But they had no problem having this upcoming Agent Orange, who just won the presidential election. They had him on years ago. Loved him. Literally stroking his cock. Like, just, go watch the video. It is embarrassing for these ladies how they were treating him back then. Just loved him. It was like, oh, Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that. Oh, you're the greatest. We love you. We love you. And then all of a sudden, oh, he's the worst. We hate him. We hate him. We never liked him. What? You lying fucking bitches. Because you said that you loved him. He was on your show, and you were like, oh, Donald. And then he outright lied and said shitty stuff about him that wasn't true. And then he had to eat crow. I love it. I just love it. And I love that they got busted. And it's about time these ladies go toodaloo and just take your little few money and go off now. It's enough. We've had enough. Listen, I have a great idea. Why don't we line up some people that are the opposite of the few ladies? You know, gun-toting hot bitches with bikinis, basically, is what I'm getting at. Why not? Smart ones, too, who are smart enough to at least educate themselves before they go shooting their mouth off and saying stupid stuff that isn't true. And we'll put them up against the view at the same time. We'll have it off. We'll see who gets the better ratings. I ain't a betting man, but I'm certainly going to start. If I can bet on that, I'll tell you right now. So, Yenta ladies, toodaloo, time to go. Shut your mouth, especially when you don't know what you're talking about. But thanks for saying sorry. Thanks for saying you lied. Looks really good on you. Now off you go. Nobody wants to hear you anymore. Okay? Bye. All right, rant over. I thought it did pretty good. I was like angry, gave it to them, but I was nice. I was thankful they said sorry. They got caught. They should be saying sorry for the next 3 years of shows for all the lies and bullshit they've been spewing forever. But now they just got caught, finally. But listen, I digress. We'll move on. Why don't we show some funny videos before I get out of here? Because, well, we all love Dummies of the Week. And listen, this guy who's driving the Lamborghini, he ain't the dummy. The dummies, the people behind him. Watch this.
Video on the internet. This Lambo owner pulls out an RPG on these would-be car thieves. Check it out. He gets out of the Lambo, runs in his house. There's the thieves. Watch what he comes out with. Dude comes out with an RPG. Fuck around and find out. Obviously they took off. Following rich people home to steal their shit is pretty stupid. Obviously, rich people can afford rich people things, like RPGs.
Oh, man. That video is absolutely wild. Buddy commentating was a little much, but watching those guys see Buddy coming out with an RPG over his shoulder, that's gangster move right there, and clicks for Buddy with the Lambo and the RPG. And pretty funny how he knew it was coming, and he must have had that thing locked, loaded, ready to go, baby. By golly gee, it worked, because those guys are out of there. Total, you could join the few bitches. Catch up to them. Shit. Oh, man, what else have we got here? What's next? Oh, I just deleted one. Shit. I hit the square, the X instead of Anyways, this was pretty funny. Let me get to it. I'll bring it up on the screen first because it's just easier that way. Anybody want to work for free? Produce this job? Wade, you're retired now. Why don't you jump back in and start producing this show? Save me the hassle. Save everybody having to wait 10 seconds in between all this madness. I legit, hold on. Is my mic muted? Hold on. Let me get this fucking bullshit off here. I legit would absolutely lose my mind. I wouldn't be going around. I'd be getting out of that car and I would be I'm sorry. I would be. I am not putting up with your stupid little games, Buster. You want to play Mr. Snail and dress up in that? Awesome. Don't be doing it on a major highway. And that's a pretty major, you know what I mean? No fucking way would I be putting up with that madness. I would be getting out of my car and I would be absolutely boot kicking that mofo all the way over to the bushes and then some more for everybody else's sakes because they'd be all clapping and cheering me on. I'm not a violent person, but Jesus Christ, could you imagine? That's why you're late for work, because Buddy's playing dress up as Mr. Snail and he's tooling down the fuck. No fucking way. Not on my time, Buster. Go play your craziness somewhere else in private. Like there's a plethora of open space. Okay. It almost makes me more heated than the Yenta bitches on The View, but I digress. How about this? Speaking of yammering Yenta bitches who, well, fuck around and found out, play the hard way. Watch. You can't help but laugh. I mean, fuck around and find out. Hey, listen, cops, you got to feel bad for them, honestly, at the end of the day, because you got nutbars like that who are going to come at you and play double with, I don't even know what she had in her hand. I don't think it was anything crazy, but she was crazy. And then you got Mr. Dress Up Snail guy causing an absolute ruckus on the freeway. And cops got to go deal with menaces like that on the daily. And they get paid shit, quite frankly. You couldn't. I'm so glad. Like, the universe works in amazing ways. Because I went through, I made it. I got hired to be an OPP officer. Never spent one day on the force. Because by the grace of God, and I was pissed at the time, but one of the greatest things that ever happened to me is government flipped. They slashed a whole whack of jobs, and I didn't even make it to up to the college. I was like 2 weeks from going, and then I didn't. And boy, golly gee, thank God I never did that job, because no thanks. Thankless. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Well, I fucking hate cops. I have friends that are cops. They're good dudes, but I don't really like dealing with the rest of them. They're scary individuals, okay? And, anyways, never mind. But you know what I mean? They have crazy jobs, and I just wouldn't want to do it because you got crazy bitches like that. But then there's dudes that have this job. Like, check this madman out. You can't pay me enough to do this job. You thought I was afraid of the ocean? Well, now I'm afraid of things on land too. And doing this guy's job, and I don't want it for all the money in the world. Because, well, watch. Like, holy shit. Like, that was pretty close. Buddy was pretty close to having his complete body from head to toe completely gone. That bear wasn't mucking about. Well, I'd be pissed too if I just got let go from a cage and been locked in there for God knows how long, and they probably tranquilized his poor ass before that, and he's probably shot out of a cannon. And he sure was, because he almost killed that guy. They had to take off, and he almost fell out and went ass over tea kettle. We can laugh because the guy lived, but that was close. What else? I think I got one more, maybe two. Well, Dan Hiltz, he's a hunter extraordinaire. He was out there hunting deer, and I never knew this about deer, but holy shit, we're about to all learn something tonight. Watch this. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. I never knew. I've seen him jump, but never like that. Holy shit, who knew? That was pretty impressive. It's like me on skis back in the day when I was first learning going off jumps, like complete yard sale. But deers, I guess I can land that shit. That was pretty wild to see. Wow. What a Santa's deer. Yeah, it must have been the way they can freaking jump like that, bro. That's pretty funny. Okay, one more before I get out of here. You know how there's fellas that are, the talk of the talk and the cock of the walk and all that. I think these guys are that. Watch. I don't even know what that was. But that guy's cock is pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. Right? Am I lying or what? That guy had the most impressive cock that I have ever seen a human have as a cock. The best cock. It looked like it was a pretty big cock too. I'm not gonna lie. He had the best, biggest, fanciest jump roping cock. That's impressive shit right there. Clicks to that guy. Holy shit. Well, we done did it. I'm 12 minutes over. It's time to go. I am officially on motherfucking vacation. Other than acting classes on Saturday, that's it. That's all. Off next week. Toodaloo. Goodbye. God bless. Have a wonderful Christmas. Well, we'll probably do a show before Christmas. Yeah, we will. But before I get out of here, again, we're not there yet. Happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends down in the States or wherever you're from. If you're from the States, but you're not living in the States, but you're celebrating American Thanksgiving tomorrow, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoy it with all your friends, family, whoever the hell you're with, wherever the hell you are. Be safe doing it. Enjoy a copious amount of food. Get her India, as they say. Try not to fight your family. Get along. I digress. Enjoy the football. I can't wait for the football games. Go Packers, as I said, playing the Miami Dolphins. And it just that boy Tua does not play good in the cold weather. And well, it's supposed to be absolutely bloody freezing in Green Bay tomorrow night for Thanksgiving. That should be a great game. Cannot wait. I hope you all enjoyed the show tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Huge shout out to my guests, John Cassano from the Traveling Millberries. Please make sure you go check them out. There is a link in the comments. Go check them out. www.travelingmillberries.com. I believe it is. Yes. Talented fellas. Go check them out. Go on a rabbit hole, down the rabbit hole on YouTube and check them out. Huge thanks to my pal from Ottawa, Dan Hiltz, lead singer of, it's not a cover band, it's a tribute band, okay? Little Bones and Ragged Rust, which is not a Rush cover band. My brain works in weird sort of ways. And even though it said Neil Young, my brain saw Rush. Okay. Sorry. It happens. I made a mistake. Boo. Stop crying about it. I'm just kidding. I'm the only one crying about it because I'm going to, slap myself afterwards because I done fucked up and, I don't get to fuck up, okay? So, no, I'm just kidding. Anyways, get your ass to Kitchener Thursday. I won't be there. I'm busy. I got other plans, and I got to pack. But no, I'll see you there Friday when they open for I Mother Earth. Amazing band. Can't wait to see those guys again. And yeah, Pharaoh makes kick ass. You do too. You are wonderful. I hope start getting ready for Christmas because listen, I'm warning you now. Before you know it, poof, it's going to be here. No more shopping days. And then you're in big trouble if you're not done. And you don't want to disappoint your family. You know what I'm saying? And your friends. If you buy your friends gifts, buy them Pharaoh makes shit. Okay, good. Or Glorious Sun stuff too. Why not? While you're at it. And you know what? Coming in the new year, we're gonna have a plethora array of stuff and merch of Tripping with Bonzi and a whole new look. I'll tell you why in the new year. Okay, super. Thanks for hanging in for 2024. We're not done yet. We'll be back. I might change my mind between now and next Wednesday. You never know. I might be fired up once I'm down in Nicaragua and I just get to have like some downtime and away from the madness. Okay. It's been a hell of a year and a hell of a ride, and I wouldn't change it for anything. I love doing the show. I love making you laugh. I hope I did. That's it. That's all. Don't trip. You're fine. Happy Thanksgiving again to all my American friends. We'll get through this together. I promise, one way or a goddamn another. Okay. That's it. That's all. It's Bonzi Live on Tripping with Bonzi, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Have a great night. I love you, and you, and you, and you, and you too. All right. Super. Gotta go. Bye.
That was very strange.
It was very weird.
It was peculiar.
It was kind of amusing.
Yes, it was rather funny.
It was incredibly funny.
I loved it.
Hilarious.
Next to go, I check the line. Who's next to go?
Bonzi Live, Bonzi on YouTube.